my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. Today I've got another book talk video for you guys, and today we're going to be talking about After Many Years, 21 Long Lost Stories by L.M. Montgomery. L.M. Montgomery, of course, Lucy Maud Montgomery, who is the author of the much beloved Anne of Green Gables series. I didn't even know this book was coming out. I hadn't heard about it. I hadn't heard anything to do with it. I just happened to see it at the store. I guess it had been released on July 4th. And I saw it, I grabbed it, I held it to my chest. I was so excited and I was just like, yes, let's go do this. Came home, immediately started reading it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It transported me quite effectively back to my childhood. A lot of these stories, you know, they're children's stories, and they don't particularly age very well considering they were all written in the beginning of the 1900s. Some of them, you know, they seem really old-fashioned because they are, but at the same time, the lessons in them about, you know, respect and family and kindness and all the things like that, it still, of course, is all very true. So there's that. But yeah, for me it was just, I think if you love L.M. Montgomery, if you loved Anne of Green Gables, you'll love this. I don't know if an adult picking it up who isn't familiar with those things would get quite as much from it, but any lover of L.M. Montgomery will definitely love this as well, I think. Anne of Green Gables was such a huge part of my childhood. Such a huge part of my childhood. I can remember watching the movie when that came out with my mom and just crying when Matthew dies. Spoilers, but I would say if you haven't read it or seen it by now, you're probably not going to. But when Matthew dies, that's just, it's too much for me to take. And I mean, for hours I used to dress up and play and pretend that I was there. And I grew up on the east coast of Canada in Newfoundland, which is an island, you know, very close to Prince Edward Island. So in a lot of ways when I would read, it, you know, it's so similar that it could have been where I was. And then later in life, I got to go to Prince Edward Island and go to the Green Gables house. I got to go to the sets for Avonlea, Road to Avonlea. I was obsessed with that as well when I was a kid. I loved that show. So you get to go, you know, Prince Edward Island, they've really embraced the Anne of Green Gables thing, and everywhere you go, like the cabins we stayed at, like we stayed in the one that was called Matthew's Cabin, and they all have names related to Anne of Green Gables, and it's just like when you arrive on the island, it's like taking a step back in time. It's just so beautiful there, and if you ever get the chance to go and you're a big Anne fan, you will absolutely love it. And it's just, it was just something special, so special for my childhood that getting to read more of her writing is just such a treasure. One thing that I will say that I really loved about this is, so you read each story. They're not long, you know, you can read them in a little sit, and after each story there's an editor's note. And basically what that says is it gives you a glimpse into where in her career she was at the time of writing this story. And all of these stories, or most of them, all appeared in magazines back when they were written, like in Christian children's magazines. And so yeah, so each editor's note, it tells you when it was written, what was happening in her career at the time, what she was working on. Like when, you know, it'll say like this was written just after she had finished the first Anne of Green Gables book, or this was written while she was still working on the Anne of Green Gables book. And it's just, for a fan, it's a wonderful little book, and I feel like that's who this is going to appeal to. So if you are a Anne of Green Gables fan, I think you will like getting a few more of her readings, because at the beginning of her career, a lot of it was children's stories. After Anne and things like that, she did move into more adult characters and adult stories. But back then, probably too, because she was so young at that point still, that a lot of the stories, they're geared for children. But so if you have any little ones, you could read it to them. or you can just enjoy it yourself, which I did, even though, you know, some parts, they're a little cheesy, but I still just absolutely loved it. So that's it for today. I just wanted to get on and talk real quick about that. I also wanted to do a shout out today, but it's a little different. Today's shout out is just to each and every single one of you watching this video. You're all amazing. Take a look down in the comments below, see who's down there. Go check out their channels. Go and see if you like what they're posting. If you do, subscribe to them. Leave them love. Make a new friend. So just take a look. You're all amazing. You're all so amazing. So who knows? You might find a new dear friend that you wouldn't have found otherwise. That's gonna do it for today, you guys. I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks so much for hanging out with me as always, and I will see you on Monday. Bye guys.